Returning to SmackDown, I want to talk about probably what was maybe the biggest talking point of SmackDown, which was Sami Zayn defeating Carmelo Hayes in the Open Challenge. Um, this was weird, man. I've been trying
Yeah.
I've been all day since I've been trying to think about the rationale behind why they might do this, and I can't help but just think either just make this a non-title match or do Trick and Mello for the title at WrestleMania. Like,
To
what do you think
me,
of this?
I said last night, first off, we all got spoiled by it. It was
Yeah,
posted. Why that had to be spoiled, why it had to be out there. So, I kind of mirrored a tweet that Gunther got when his name got changed from Walter. I wrote, if the report was true, poor Carmelo.
yeah.
So, I hope they pivot and they get make it a three-way at least.
Well, it wasn't
If
clean,
not,
so you'd hope there's an avenue for that because it
right,
wasn't
right.
clean.
So they protected Carmelo in that point because Trick cost him the match.
Yeah.
But if they're gonna keep it one-on-one, why are we doing it with Sammy and Trick? I don't think Trick needs the US title. I
No.
think he's already above the US title. So why, like you said, why are we not gonna just do Sammy versus Trick? Because you're not having Sammy go over on Trick at his first WrestleMania.
No.
So
And sorry, carry on.
I was just gonna say, so it's like, why'd we put the US title on Sammy? We didn't need him to have the US title to have the match. Carmelo has been busting his ass week after week, doing the open challenges, having the best matches on the show week after week from an in-ring standpoint.
Yeah.
So why are we cutting Carmelo's knees off? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to give it, till next week. Let's see where we go. Hopefully there's a story for Carmelo, because you still have the Ilya stuff. So it could very easily be a four-way,
Yeah.
but I just don't understand why we have to put the title on Sammy. Sammy's at a point that he's been talking about being world champion, being world champion. So why is he settling for the US title?
I, the thing I thought was interesting about this whole thing was for the last few weeks, I've been a very open detractor of Sami Zayn recently, just because his character work has just been the same for 2 years and it's just the same old shit. And the last few weeks, I've actually been praising him because there's something different emerging about the Sami Zayn we see on TV with the whole Cody and Randy stuff. And he's starting to show signs that, he's changing and he might turn heel and stuff. And then this week he goes and wins the US title. And
Oh, wait, let
he,
me just interrupt real quick on that. He saw Trick do it, and he still
yeah,
took
yeah, yeah,
advantage.
he did. Yeah. So he's
So,
learning. He's
so,
learning.
so that is, leaning towards that whole heel thing. And, really quick off the topic, why are we having Aleister Black play the role of Karrion Kross when you had Karrion Kross?
Honestly, man, it's so funny. It's
It's like they're,
blatant as
they're
well.
little, yeah. And Zelina, why are you dressing like a pirate every week?
I know. I was expecting Aleister Black to cut his hair like Sami Zayn did, like Cross
Like,
used to do.
like, what is he gonna do? He's gonna put he's gonna put an eye patch in for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
bad eye, since he's dressing like pirates. But anyway, but yeah, so Sammy did take advantage of the fact that he saw Mello get involved, and he took advantage to win the title to get to Mania. So he's
Mhm.
starting to be selfish. So we're seeing that, those heel tendencies that he's been teasing. So was this part of the route to get Sammy to being a heel?
Interesting
So,
point.
so there's a lot of things, we're looking at it straight up. I'm trying to be objective about it because, I think Carmelo deserves to get a Mania match.
He does, yeah.
I think he deserves to go in as champion, but I'm also being objective to try to see, like I said, more than, 2 or 3 steps ahead. Did we do it simply to give Sammy the title? Did we do it because we're trying to get this character change and we're seeing, these little beats in Sammy? Are we doing it because we want to put the title on Trick, but we don't want Trick beating Carmelo because we're going to do Carmelo and Trick down the line and go back on their history?
That's
So
what
the
I
like,
was thinking.
but they haven't even mentioned their history
I
either, which
know.
is weird. Which is also weird to me because they mention NXT a lot and they bring up NXT. So it's not like, I feel like back in the day, like 10 years ago, they wouldn't really mention NXT. Like when people would come up, they wouldn't mention their history. They would kind of almost pretend like NXT was WCW, where it
Well,
did
they
if it
changed their
didn't
name, wouldn't
happen,
they? They'd have
yeah,
different
yeah,
names when they get called
yeah.
up.
So or different characters, but
Robert Roode.
I mean, Karrion Kross, he came up as a gladiator and lost to Jeff Hardy in 90 seconds as NXT champion.
Oh boy.
But anyway, so I just, I'm trying to like not go with like my immediate reaction emotion wise, and I want to see where they lead to next week.